Everybody, what's up, everybody? It's your boy T, aka Mr. Willis, aka the Cigar Guy. And before I even start the show, we'll be getting to all this craziness that I'm about to talk about, because obviously there's stuff going on every day. I gotta get a shout out to England, but like they went woke on us. All right, so it's good to see other companies step up against the wokeness. So shout out to them. Here's their picture. This is awesome. Yingling Brewery tweeted this out on the 14th. And I never had it, but I'm going to try some right now. So I'm trying this today. And yeah, shout out to y'all. Thank you for standing up against the woke mobs. Thank you for standing up against the wokeness. And let's get started. All right, man. So I know I'm gonna say some controversial stuff. All right, but it needs to be said, and I've been saying it. I've been saying it for a long time. But when I speak to black folks, y'all don't want to hear me, right? Y'all want to call me Uncle Tom and all this other stuff. You know, y'all don't want to listen to what I gotta say. But the other night in Chicago, so I mean, the mayor-elect is just as bad as the one Beetlejuice that was in there before, right? She's just as bad. But the other night in Chicago, we had a bunch of kids. I think about bunch of teenagers out in the street, rioting, destroying property, committing crimes, attacking innocent people, and nobody wants to say anything about it. Nobody's condemning it. No athletes are out talking about that, speaking against that. The mayor itself's talking about we don't need to come against the kids. No, kids want to act like adults to get treated like adults. So this is what happened when you do the whole defund the police and victim mentality, and then you get stuff like this. You're raising a group of idiots, pretty much. And I don't care. I'll say it. All these guys out here, all these kids out here, I'm not gonna say all their parents didn't raise them right. I'm sure there's kids out here that just hang in with the wrong crowd, getting into this mess, or just don't listen to their parents. But when you promote a lawless society and no consequences for your actions, this is what you get. I know y'all saw the video of that group of teenagers attacking that white lady. Let's just call it what it is. A bunch of black teenagers attacked a white lady, and they beat her brutally. Outside of all the other chaos and stuff they was doing out there in Chicago. Chicago, again, another one of these liberal ran cities, right? Another one of these liberal ran cities who claim that they do everything for black folks, and I can only speak on the black community because that's what I am, right? At least I was until I didn't vote for Joe, but that's a whole nother story. But all these cities that claim to be safe havens for black people and all this stuff, they care about the black community. This is what happens. They're just letting black folks be rampant and wild and destroying our own communities, and they're not saying nothing because we only hurting ourselves. That's why we only beating ourselves. We look like a bunch of idiots on TV when they show that. The news people only show a bunch of black teenagers running around and destroying their own community. Let's take a look at it. Some of these videos are kind of hard for me to watch. All right, so they got a group of teens here out causing havoc, and there's a white lady right here. I don't know what she was doing. I don't know what she said, and so let's just put it in perspective, right? Even if she said, as far as I know, she didn't say anything to him, anything derogative or any racist comments. None of that information as of now has come out to me. So what did she actually say to deserve this? Or did she even deserve it well, she didn't deserve it, but what made them come over there and confront her? No, it's this leftist ideology that they put in black folks' head that white people are evil, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not caping up for white people because I know black folks will come on here and be like, oh, he's just sticking up for the white folks. He's trying to be accepted by white people. It's not even about that. I don't care what race she is, right? Let's just leave race out of it then, right? Yes, this isn't important for this conversation, but just say whatever race she was, is it worth her getting mob jumped like this? It's not. Because you got a bunch of teenagers out here at night just doing crazy stuff and nobody's holding them accountable. You need to get the police out there and all of them go to jail. If I was the mayor there, if facial recognition, if I find you, I'm locking you up. This is crazy. We'll watch it because this is absolutely ridiculous. So they walk up on her. So she right there, right? She at the door. I don't know if she lives there. I don't know if she was just walking down the street. I don't know what. But look at the group of teenagers coming up over there. You got the mayor coming out and saying, we can't come against our children. We can't come against the children. Listen, they not acting like children. This is not what children act like, all right? They're acting like grown, wild adults. That's what they're doing. Look at this. Again, I don't see no pro athletes speaking out against this. I don't see no Holly weirdo actors coming out and speaking up against this. Nobody's speaking up against what they saw right here. This is crazy. I got 2 points to bring out with this. First point. Let's just flip the dynamics here, okay? Let's flip it. Let's just say, for all intents and purposes, right? This was a black woman. This was a black lady, right? Let's just say this was a black lady, and she got jumped by a bunch of white teenagers, a bunch of white people. Let's just flip it. Imagine that scene right now. It's a black lady walking down the street, getting attacked by a bunch of white people. Do you understand the eruption that would take place from the left? It would be 24-hour coverage. There would be protests, Al Sharpton, Benjamin Crump, all these clowns coming out of the woodwork. You have all these celebrities coming out in solidarity, and all these Harley weirdo actors wearing t-shirts and posting stuff and say her name and all this stupid stuff. All this stupid stuff if the dynamic were reversed. And another thing, my second point, I don't want to hear about any excuses. See, they just give black folks excuses. We want excuses. We want handouts. We want somebody to cater to us. We want somebody to care about us. No. They want to throw out systematic racism and slavery and we never had a hand. Shut up. You don't get none of that. No, from this point on, you get none of that. You don't get no excuses. I don't want to hear none of that noise. Look at this. Look what we just saw. Look what we're seeing right here. Look what we're seeing right here. Had nothing to do with systematic racism. Had nothing to do with racism. Maybe it does, because you got all black people jumping a white lady. I would say this might be a racist event. I would say she was targeted because of her race. But you want to hear systematic racism and woe is me and victim mentality. Oh, this is what we got to do because we're oppressed. Oh, we're so oppressed. This is how we got to act. No. This is absolutely savage behavior, and I don't care if anybody hates what I got to say. I'm not caping up for nobody. This is absolutely stupid. And any excuse that anybody tries to pull out, I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing any excuse, because this is absolutely crazy, okay? So after all that, we got the mayor-elect Brandon Johnson here for Chi-Town, right? And listen to what this guy says defending what you just saw. He's going to defend the kids, what you guys just saw. Check it out.
Look, demonizing children is wrong. We have to keep them safe as well.
We also have to hold the ones accountable that are doing stuff wrong. You got to do that. If they're doing stuff wrong, or if they're committing crimes, if they're disturbing the peace, if they're destroying property, if they're doing riots and chaos, they have to be punished. They have to be taken care of. And you have to show that. You have to show authority. All right? Yeah, there's a time and a place for softer punishments, But this, you got to come down hard on this. Why? Because if you keep making excuses, they're going to keep doing the same thing. I don't know why I'm sitting here and everybody listening knows that. You guys are logical. Everybody knows that. But this guy, right? Why? Because the left, they don't want to, for some reason, they want to cape up for black folks, and anything black folks do, whether it's good or bad, they can't be punished for it.
Have you ever taught middle school? I have. Have you ever raised young people? Do you understand the risk that young people take just because they're young?
Do you understand the risks that young people take just because they're young? What does that have to do with anything? That makes zero sense. These kids, they know better. They know right from wrong. I can understand a 2 and a 3-year-old, or maybe a 1-year-old. And even then, at that age, kids know right from wrong. So what risks are these people taking? No, these kids know right from wrong. They know what they're doing out there. Why? They're celebrating it. They're recording it. They're taking pride in what they're doing. So there's no excuse for what they're doing right now. You can't make an excuse for this.
You know that home plate is at the bottom of my stairs? I found that out when my son was sliding down those stairs trying to score. They're young. Sometimes
Okay, but he's not out jumping innocent people. Makes no
they
sense.
make silly decisions. They do.
It's not a silly decision. This was intentional. It's not silly. This is intentional. There's no excuse for this behavior. But you guys that run these democratic cities don't punish these kids when they need to be punished. That's why there's carjacking. I live close to DC, right? I'm about 45 minutes outside of the nation's capital. Teenagers are committing carjackings like no other. Some resulting in the people that they're still in the car from getting killed. They're getting killed from these carjackings. Why? Because we're soft, right? They're not punishing them. We're slapping them on the wrist, guys like this, and send them right back out on the street.
And so we have to make sure that we are investing to make sure that young people know that they are supported.
There's no support in that. There's a support for it. There's a support system for it. I know. I got something for it. Down there at the county jail, that's a support system for you. You want to act like that? You want to jump innocent people? You want to riot in the streets? You want to destroy cars? I mean, I'll pull up some more video. There's more. That's not it. There's more to this. Let's look at some of the other stuff that they were going. Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this. All these kids out here. What are they doing? Looting the store, stealing out the store. There's more. There's more to this. We just watched this. We'll watch it again. Look at this. Look at this mess. Look at this mess. There's more. Look at this. Cars are on fire. Cars are on fire. It's just destroying property. It makes no sense. I can probably just end the video off this because I'm spending a lot of time on this and it's already about 20 minutes, but I'm going to say it. I'm not making no excuses for black folks. And if this right here excuses me out the black community, blah, 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 fine, whatever. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want none of that tied to me. Institutional racism, slavery, the color of their skin has nothing to do with anything. This is what that was going on here. Nothing to do with that. I don't want to hear it. It's not an excuse, and I'm not accepting any type of answer for it like that. This is absolutely insane. And none of these people that are quick to tweet, and I'm talking about these blue check people, shout out to Elon Musk for taking away everybody's blue check and making them pay for it. Shout out to you, because now all day they've been screaming and hollering about their blue check. Oh, my blue check, now I gotta pay, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Nobody cares. But y'all not loud when I see stuff like this. Let this have been a black lady and a white crowd. Let it have been that. Do you understand? We would have had summer 2020 all over again. We would have had that all over again. If this lady, and y'all about to hit me for what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. If this lady comes out, when she heals up and recovers from her injuries, if she goes, I don't want to be around another black person, I would say to her, ma'am, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. After that, why should she? Why would someone tell her that she has to associate with black folks after just a mob of black folks just jumped her for no reason? Up until now, I don't have any reason on why they jumped her like that. If y'all got a reason and y'all found out something, let me know, put it in the comments. I'll address it. But from what I know right now, there's no reason for it. If she came out of this and said, I don't want to talk to no more black people, I want to be around no more black people, I say, you know what? I don't blame you. It is what it is. Listen, y'all want some change in the community. Y'all want people to respect us. Y'all want handouts and all this stuff. No, it's not going to happen until we change what we need to change. We need to change what we need to change. Because this ain't the way to bring about change or address issues. This ain't it. You know what? As I sit and I talk to people, I have conversations, I don't think we want change. I don't think we want to be out of the situation, right? I think we want to act like this. Our supposed black leaders, if they wanted change, if they wanted to be at the table and to say and discuss, hey, how can we progress moving forward, including everybody, right? Including everybody. What can we do to, bring about change? None of our so-called black leaders stepped up and said anything about this. No athlete from what I heard, no actors from what I've heard, no black leaders or our black voice and all that stuff. Nobody said justice for this lady. I don't even know her name. Nobody knows her name. What's her name? I don't know her name. Because nobody cares unless it's a white person beating up a black dude. That's all they care about. And we supposed to be the victims all the time. No, we're not victims. That victim mentality is over and played out. That institutionalized racism is over and played out. That, because of slavery and all this, we got to do this and this. That's over and played out. And I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to pull up this video from Bob Woodson. Shout out to Bob Woodson. He was on Dr. Phil and he was talking about reparations. But I want y'all to listen to what he says. But again, everybody's talking about an excuse of slavery and we're held back and we need this and we need this, we need handouts, all this stuff that black folks need just to, survive in America. Meanwhile, everything is fine. In my opinion, you can get a job, you can make your money, you can do what you got to do, you can provide for your family, and nobody's stopping you but you. Nobody's stopping you in America today from being great. Nobody is. There's no excuse. Listen to Mr. Woodson. Shout out to you, Mr. Woodson. This is great.
Dissect it, you will find there were about 3,700 free blacks who owned 12,000 slaves.
All right, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to rewind that. I got to rewind that. I want y'all to listen. Y'all talking about reparations, right? Black folks need reparations for slavery, right? I want y'all to listen to what he said again. Listen to what he said.
Dissect it, you will find there were about 3,700 free blacks who owned 12,000 slaves.
It's amazing what they don't teach in schools. It's amazing all the black history I learned outside of public education. As a whole adult, I had to learn this myself. I had to stumble across people and figure out, hey, why were these names never talked about? Why was this information never given to me? None of this is talk on Black History Month. You got a whole February, you got a whole month of Black History. There's not one commercial, there's not one book, there's not one thing they promote on TV that says what this man is saying.
Black slaves. The question is, do the descendants of those free blacks who own black slaves, do they pay?
Here we go. Do they pay? Huh? Black folks own slaves. So do those descendants of those slavery from black folks, do they get money from them? Do they pay? See, nobody talks about that. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to hear that, right? They don't want to hear that, oh, actually black people own slaves too. It's a part of history. And all these people that are asking for reparations or whatever, and I know I'm off topic. I know I kind of went down another road, but this is important because it ties into all the, oh, we need this, we need that. We're only doing this because of slavery and systematic oppression. No, you're doing that because you want to act like a fool. You're doing that because our culture promotes what? Sex, guns, thug mentality, drugs. That's what it promotes. That's what your music promotes. And I'm not saying all music is bad. There's great music, there's great artists out here. There's great people in the community as well. But see, that stuff doesn't get put to the front, is what I'm saying. The doctors, the lawyers, the people in Senate, Congress, the black folks that are conservative, whatever, they don't get pushed to the front. Whenever you speak opposite of this craziness, you get cast out by the black community. Why? Black folks only want casting black people out of their own community because they have a different mindset and they see things from a different perspective. Nobody's reading. They're dumbing down everything for black people. Oh, SAT score is supposed to be up here? No, for black people, we'll put it here because we don't think you're smart enough to get up here. You guys are stupid. And you fall for this every time. Oh, we're gonna make the Asians and white people do this, and this, but for black folks, we'll only have the bar down here for this, for you, because you can't make it up. You need our help. You need our assistance to succeed in this country. You can't do it by yourself. Stop listening to the left and their stupidness. Stop it. In this country, you can thrive. You can make shirts and become a millionaire. You can invent one thing here and become a millionaire. No matter what race, color, or creed. So this ties into the excuses. And when you live in that victim mentality, when you live in that culture that promotes guns, drugs, sex, women, gang mentality, whatever, videos like that happen. Cities get destroyed by these young children out here doing all this mess, looting and robbing and beating up people and destroying property.
Really benefited more the first 100 years after slavery we have in the last 50 years.
I've been saying this. I want y'all to listen to this. Listen to what he's saying. Listen to what this man is saying right here.
I was born in 1937 during the Depression. Everyone in my small, low-income black community, 98% of the households have a man and a woman raising children.
The number one issue I think in the black community today, fatherless homes. No two-parent houses. And I'm not saying that marriage always works, but also there are dads out here that are still very involved with their children. Even if marriage didn't work, they're still very involved with their children. But the welfare system from the government has women having babies and getting fathers out the home. The court system is favoring the mothers versus the fathers and getting them out the home. We have no more two-parent households. We have fatherless homes. If I had to name a number one thing that was a number one issue in our community, I would say the family structure. There is none. There is none. Two would be abortion. But the family structure needs major rehaul. It needs a major construction. It needs to be redone. It needs to be put back in the forefront.
Elderly people could walk safely in that community without fear of being assaulted by their grandchildren. Never heard a gunfire during that time. Never heard of a child being shot to death in the crib. But there are 50 children today who have been shot and killed in our cities. If you talk about remedies, we've got to look beyond saying that every solution has to have a winner and a loser, that blacks can only benefit if whites lose. We have to be defined more than just victims of oppression.
I was going to talk about some other stuff today. I really was. I want to go back. I want him to talk again. I want y'all to listen to it one more time. We'll play it again. I want y'all to listen to us. And anybody listen to it, just listen to what this man said. I'm not going to interrupt. I promise I will try not to interrupt. But what this man is saying is pure gold, pure knowledge, pure wisdom. Listen to him. Black people don't have to succeed off the failure or belittling of white people or any other race. Get out of that mentality. Get out of that victim mentality that this person is bad, this is bad, and we're only doing this because this person did this to us. No. This man is preaching. Again, I tell people the same stuff all the time, and all I get is whatever. You just want to be down for the white man and all sorts of other stuff. I watched Uncle Tom 2 the other day. Shout out to the people who made that movie. It's awesome. If you haven't seen Uncle Tom 2, please, actually go watch both of them. They are both great. Powerful voices, powerful black voices. Saying the same things that I'm saying the same thing that this man is saying. You got to look beyond what's on TV and television and what's in these public school books. They don't teach you anything. All they teach you is to be a victim and that you need help and you need somebody to hold your hand to get out of whatever situation. Not everybody's situation is ideal, I get that. But we all have choices. We all have decisions to make. Some earlier than others, but we still have the choice. Let's watch it one more time.
If you dissect it, you will find there were about 3,700 free blacks who owned 12,000 slaves, black slaves. The question is, do the descendants of those free blacks who owned black slaves, do they pay? Blacks really benefited more the first 100 years after slavery we have in the last 50 years. I was born in 1937 during the Depression. Everyone in my small, low-income black community, 98% of the households have a man and a woman raising children.
I don't know this guy, okay? And I don't know if he's agreeing with it or not. But from the look of this man's face, when I tell you, when I say stuff like this is the look that I get. When I try to educate, this is the look that I get. You know, I got clowns on my Twitter feed and stuff talking about my people, my black people, this, and this. I get this face every time I bring up this, that, oh, black people had slaves too, by the way. It's the look I get. I'm not picking on this gentleman. He may be involved. He may agree. That's just the look on his face that he has right now. The camera probably caught him off guard, but this is the look I get when I try to educate other people. And when I try to bring my points up to other people, this is the look I get.
Elderly people could walk safely in that community without fear of being assaulted by their grandchildren. Never heard a gunfire during that time. Never heard of a child being shot to death in the crib. But there are 50 children today who have been shot and killed in our cities. If you talk about remedies, we've got to look beyond of saying that every solution has to have a winner and a loser, that blacks can only benefit if whites lose. We have to be defined more than just victims of oppression.
Absolutely beautiful. I got nothing else to say to that. What I have to say is this: get out of that victim mindset. Get out of that, some race is bad, somebody's holding you back, the system's holding you back, you can't do nothing. Oh, we're doing this because of slavery, blah, blah, blah. Stop listening to that. Stop listening to this wokeness out here. It's going to be the detriment to you. It really is. It makes no sense. In this country, you can do whatever you want. You can thrive. You can take care of your family. You can take care of your responsibilities. Some ways may be harder than other, but if you have responsibilities, you have to take care of them. That's just the end of that. It's just the end of that. Very well said. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'll have some other videos I was going to talk about. Oh, there is one I want to bring up. Again. So we go back to these Harley weirdos and celebrities. I'm going to keep this short because we're already about 37 minutes here. So I'm going to keep it short. Stop putting these athletes on a pedestal. All right? They're nothing but just ordinary humans that play a sport. That's it. I made a tweet the other day about how I don't watch the NBA anymore because it's just kind of soft to me. It's watered down. The product is gimmicky. It's not the same, right? But you got Mr. Westbrook here, Russell Westbrook, confronting some fan, right? And when I grew up, the fans are supposed to be crazy. They're called it comes from the word fanatics. So when you, as a former college athlete, I love playing away, right? I love playing in the Way Stadium because that was the most hostile environment, right? And it's nothing better than beating the team in their house and shutting up all their fans. But you got grown men out here getting upset at fans for being fans and walking up into a suite and trying to confront somebody. This is absolutely crazy. Westbrook goes up into this suite, I guess. I don't know what the dude said to him, right? Look, they're in a suite. They're enjoying the game. You got kids here, and you got this guy who is overly sensitive about what fans say. So what? So what fans say? You know what people say to me? People say all sorts of stuff to me. What, I'm going to fight them? As long as they don't touch you or touch anybody in your family, people can say whatever they want, essentially. Come on, man. What happened to sticks and stones? What happened to that era, right? Look at this. This is at a game. They're in the playoffs. He mad at a fan said something, and he want to roll up into the suite. Look at him. He's cursing. There's kids right there, fans all over the place, saying watch your mouth over what? Because a fan is a fan of the opposite team and is going to talk trash to you because they're in their house. See, I don't respect these. Stop putting so much weight into what these guys say, man. He's not going to hit him. He's not going to fight him. So he's just going up there to intimidate him. What do you get out of this? What do you get out of this? What does he get out of that? Walking up there with his shirt tucked up, his jersey tucked up. Was he going to hit him? I just don't understand the mentality of that. Fans are supposed to talk trash. That's what they do. That's part of the sport. You're a whole adult male, and you can't take, and you've been playing in the league, and you can't take this. Again, these players are advocating for fans to be thrown out the game and all sorts of stuff because they talk trash to them and they get under their skin. That's what you're supposed to do. They're supposed to get under your skin. Your job is not to let it get out of your skin. Also, you're a professional. you're held to a higher standard. Sorry. You're held to a higher standard. It comes with the job. You get paid millions of dollars, you're held to a higher standard. Versus the person that paid probably thousands of dollars just to sit there. You're getting paid millions of dollars, you're held to a higher standard. You're getting paid millions of dollars, you don't get to act like a baby. You don't get to get mad when fans talk trash to you. Unless they touch you physically. See, I was around when Ron Artest went into the crowd. And I'm not mad at Ron Artest, really. I'm not that mad at him. Because the guy threw a beer at him. Like a whole beer on him. Hey, if you want to be that bold, you got to get what's coming to you. But just ordinary trash talk, fan talk, being in an away arena, your job is to try to shut them up. Your job is to shut them up and win. As a former athlete, I don't get this mentality. I don't get these players, man. They're just too soft for me. Whining and crying about a fan going to roll up in the suite and act like this. I don't get it. Then he walks out like he did something. What did he do? What is this whole thing? You got a young kid right here, cursing, got his jersey halfway up. He not gonna do nothing. This is crazy. All right, man. Again, the point of this is these Holly weirdos, these athletes, their word has no weight. They're a bunch of babies. They only come out on certain things that'll get them some clout. They only tweet certain incidents. They won't tweet out the whole thing, right? They'll only read cliff notes. They won't read the whole story. Just to get people to, just so that they on the side of the people or whatever. Don't listen to them, man. They're entertainers. That's what they do. Entertain us. Play basketball. That's what you need to do. Play basketball. Anybody that's sensitive about that, I don't get it, because that's your job. You're entertainment. And you get paid well for being an entertainer, so do that. Again, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. I really do. Make sure y'all subscribe. Follow me on the tweets at Mr. Willis. Follow the YouTube page. Give a like. Share. Tell your homies. Tell your buddies. Tell your friends. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I got a little riled up today, but it is what it is. Again, shout out to Yingling. Shout out to you. I'm going to enjoy this with a cigar tonight. Cigar I smoke is a CAO Pilon one. So y'all check it out. Very good cigars. But I'm going to enjoy this on Yingling. Shout out to you. Posting that picture with the American flag. That's awesome. Get this wokeness out of here. I'm proud of y'all for standing up against this woke mess. And y'all take care.